we can already see beyond the narrow, navel-gazing confines of what Labour or Conservatives would decide is good enough, that something more, a global hope for a better future, is being made possible, and we can share in this. We know that to think smart about what makes most sense for us here in the UK, it is wise to look internationally, globally, to see what can be achieved. When the Party for the Animals in the Netherlands was first established, and they first began their task of campaigning for election, it was not at all obvious that they could gain genuine national prominence and electoral success. But that is what has happened, and in less than a decade they have achieved real political power, real political influence, and they are making a difference. In Bolivia next month, many thousands of delegates will assemble for the World People's Conference on Climate Change, an event that will represent everyone's needs and interests in protecting our shared environment, and it will include the needs and interests of non-human animals. And the Bolivian president, Evo Morales, has already succeeded in the adoption by the United Nations of an International Mother Earth Day, and the first drafting of a universal declaration of the rights of Mother Earth, which includes the rights of non-human animals. One simply cannot imagine Brown, Cameron or Clegg showing such leadership as that. Let them, therefore, be only a benchmark for failure, and let them not be a standard for us, and let them not represent us. We can do better than them. And so we will. Our manifesto, our policies, our philosophy, together represent a practical and achievable proposal for a better world, a future in which everyone is entitled to their share, where the abundance created by our economy and the natural fruits of the earth are shared fairly amongst everyone. We call for genuine partnership, collaboration and cooperation between all members of our community, and a genuine recognition and protection of those non-humans in our world whose personhood has been denied against all scientific and moral evidence for too long, and whose rights, therefore, should be established in law and fully endorsed by a system of social justice that is all-encompassing and all-embracing. Our manifesto is a commitment to do better than obsess about economic growth at all costs, no matter what the cost to others, to do more than abdicate all responsibility to that perverse abstraction, the market, that was supposed to be all-knowing and all-seeing, but proved to be all wrong, and to demand more of our politicians than to yield and bow to the powerful and the pursuit of profit, with no mind given to the millions who are crushed underfoot in the race to the top. Nearly 2,000 years ago, a man called Jesus angrily threw out the moneylenders from the temple, rather aggravated by their pernicious and corrupt influence. And how we may wish now that we had kept up that kind of pressure on them, because today, really, the banks are bankrupt, and the leeching, diseased parasite of free market economics that even now has its dark heart pumping the blood of bonuses around its festering form is a system that is bankrupt too. But we know that the Bank of Justice is alive and well, and we will draw from its capital and make our call to rethink, redirect and reward, knowing that when we do so, we can begin to restore a true sense of community and social togetherness and real hope for everyone. The call that we make in our manifesto and in our campaign will resonate and echo down through the days, months and years to come as a demand for a better society, a better future, a better world. This is what will give potency and the force to fight back to those who have feared, those who have lost hope, and it will answer the command of that as yet unborn narrator in Louis Macnice's great poem, Prayer Before Birth, who pleads with us, "Fill me with strength against those who would freeze my humanity, would dragoon me into a lethal automaton, would make me a cog in a machine, a thing with one face, a thing, and against all those who would dissipate my entirety." So yes, we will. We will give people strength. We will be truly radical, and we will make hope not only possible, but utterly practical and achievable, because it is time to bring democracy back to the people. We will stand in this election not only because it is our democratic right to do so, but because it's absolutely right for us to do so. We speak for everyone, and democracy must mean that everyone is heard. And so our call is the voice of everyone in the community. And that is why we will use our voice in this election. We want to show that democracy is very much alive and kicking in this country, despite all that has happened. And we want to make it crystal clear that the major parties will not go unopposed. We will be there to challenge them. And we want to prove that the dispossessed, the disadvantaged and the downtrodden will have someone there for them. Someone who will be a voice for the unheard. Someone who will loudly make the call for justice for all. Our task is set. To be truly radical. To make hope possible. And to tell the truth. And we will be a bulwark against the tyranny of lies with which we are daily assaulted. Nearly 50 years ago, the late poet Adrian Mitchell was forced to fiercely denounce the corruptions and distortions of the politicians of his time when he wrote, "You put your bombers in, you take your conscience out, you take a human being and you twist it all about. So chain my tongue with whiskey, stuff my nose with butter, coat my eyes with garlic, stick my legs in plaster, tell me lies about Vietnam." Well, half a century later, and they're still lying. Our politicians lie about our involvement in illegal wars of aggression. They lie about the criminal use of torture. They even lie about what house they're living in. They lie about having to save the banks with our money. They lie about the real cause of climate change. They lie about the failure of animal experiments. They lie about the abject lack of animal welfare on our farms. They lie about the damage done to human health by meat and dairy foods. They lie. So we must tell the truth. And we will tell the truth. And we know where this treasure trove of hope and justice and truth is to be found. On the ballot paper, next to Animals Count, X marks the spot. So take every chance to tell everyone, vote for Animals Count. It's a vote for truth, a vote for hope, and a vote for justice. Thank you.